is that we have a capable team in-house to develop ongoing products as well as specific products or coatings to meet our specific clients' needs. So we have full capability with our R&D team to provide that service. Next, we're going to talk about the coating services, which is typically where we get a product from our client, maybe a new type of catheter or guide wire or a lens. So we have to develop a coating if that is not available, but be able to offer a coated product to the client. So this is what we call coating services, where we are able to coat products for applications or devices. Silka, do you want to go into these coating methods?
Yes, I can go into the coating methods. Okay, so our coating techniques at Hydromer, we do offer custom and proprietary applications, ensuring every device gets coated properly and delivered to meet your needs. What we can do in-house is dip, spray, roll, and spin and flow coat. We'll go into the next slide that describes actually what all these are. So dip coating, this is actually, okay, there we go. Dip coating is one of the most effective methods to our Hydromer facility. The devices or substrates are immersed in a tank filled with our hydrophilic coatings. This process is great for very intricate devices that have very detailed geometries and substrates. It's excellent for ID and OD. The pieces with, like I said, with complex geometries and hard to reach areas, it's always good to be able to dip coat those because you're getting into absolutely every little section that needs to be done. It's used for all of our industries. So it's for medical, industrial, personal care, and even, hydrogels can be dip coated. Of course, this is an automatic process, or we can do it manually. It depends on what the needs are for the customer. And we can do medium to high volume needs. So this is actually one of the more streamlined ways of coating. The next one would be spray coating. Why are we going back to dip coating?
This is what dip coating looks like.
Oh,
I went too fast.
All right, so this is actually an example of tubes that need to be dip coated for ID and OD coatings. So they're actually hung up, as you can see them, and a little plug at the end is actually holding the tube, and then it slowly goes down and settles there for a few minutes so that it's actually reaching all the areas, and our air bubbles are being sucked out and everything, so that it actually comes through the ID of the tube, and then it gets pulled out, hung to drip dry for a little bit, and then we put it into the ovens to cure. Spray coating is another useful way of how we can coat more of large surfaces and ones that are more convex, or like visors and masks and stuff like that, and even just flat substrates. So spray coating is excellent for that. Viscosity is not an issue for how we do our in-house spray coating. However, if there's any viscosity issues for our toll manufacturers or anything like that, we will actually work with them on pressure and viscosity levels to actually be able to coat the substrates that they're coating perfectly. So that's exactly what we do. We hold your hand through the entire process of our coatings. So if you need help, we'll help you with it. It's automatic and manual, and again, this is typically for medium and large volume needs. Spray coating it can look like this. It can be a handheld device. It can also be you know, automated to have several nozzles spraying at several different surfaces. So this is just one example of just a handheld sprayer. Spin coating is an excellent way of coating certain surfaces that would need like a high-speed centrifugal force, so that you can actually kind of thin out the coating and keep it very uniform on the surface. It's excellent, again, for medical, industrial, and personal care. And again, we can do automatic and manual. And again, this is also for low and medium volumes, because again, this is more of a detailed process. So we have to make sure that when you're spin coating, that the proper centrifuge force is happening, so that we're actually coating whatever surface perfectly and uniformly. And we do test for that. This would be what one looks like. You would put the product in there and it would spin while it's coating. Roll coating is excellent for flat surfaces, and it's also excellent for toll manufacturers that will need to have a very short cure time. So what this does is it presses down on the substrate and kind of rolls out the coating and makes it very flat, thin, and uniform, and can cure very quickly. So not only can we do it in-house, automatic or manual, but it's excellent for a large capability uses for toll manufacturers to just, you know, roll out, for example, greenhouse panels that need to be coated with a condensation control coating. This can go through and they can do, you know, thousands of sheets within a few hours. This is an example of what actual large roller coater looks like. The coating is actually being dripped on and bathed into the roller, and then the product goes through the rollers and they basically press down the coating and keep that uniform and thin coating throughout the process. Flow coating is another way of coating convex or not so well flat and convex substrates. It allows you to kind of flow on one side of the substrate, and then you can flow a different coating onto the other side of the substrate, and then it drips, and then it will cure through a heat cure, oven cure, very quickly. And then this goes anywhere from small volumes to large volumes, depending on the project and the product that needs to be coated, flow coated. It is a thicker coating, so it would be great for coatings that would need abrasion resistance or a better, longer lasting anti-fog or lubricity that needs to last much longer than normal. And this is just more of a handheld flow coat visual. However, you can have it in automated systems where you can coat several flow coat shapes at one time and then go through an oven.